Hey everyone, your old pal Splitrock Thomas here, and I finally get to do one of these challenges. And the previous challenges were run some coal cars, run some flat cars, run some tank cars, and of course, run some hoppers. But then, Anthony Dodge the Model Railroad Outsider, or the Maryland Outsider, or the curveball on the slider, I don't know what anyways, he came up with the Old Warrior Challenge. And this challenge is to bring out your oldest, most beat up, most mileage used piece of motive power that's still ticking even after taking a licking. And here on the Splitrock Mining Company, I have a lot of fine engines. These are some finely tuned engines, custom painted, custom decaled, weathered, DCC, sound, keep alives, lighting. There's no old warriors here. So I thought back to many, many years ago when I had an old layout, and my roommate at the time helped me build the layout. And I had this engine. And I've had this, like I said, since the mid-'80s. And I don't know what it's even called. In fact, it took us a while to figure out who even made it. And we finally found out it was built by the Gilbert Company. You know, the people that built erector sets and sold chemistry sets to 8-year-olds in the 60s. What could go wrong? But I digress. So I have this engine, and it's a diesel. Looks like a diesel. It only has 2 axles and 4 wheels, and they're connected by side rods. And it looks kind of like a little Plymouth switcher with an oversized cab. And it runs the same. It's got an open frame motor. You can see the gears from the bottom. And so I knew I had this. So I went back and I dug into my drawers and I found this engine, which we dubbed the Blue Tank. No, not that Blue Tank. This one is different. This one has all metal wheels, all metal side rods, an all metal chassis, an all metal motor, and I think the only plastic part on it might be the one horn hook coupler. And Anthony Dodge talked about trains going off the layout and hitting the floor. Well, we used to have contests about this engine, how many times we could run it off the edge of the layout, have it hit the floor, put it back on the track, and it would still run. And in fact, when we took it to train shows, we used to run it off the edge of the modules we were displaying just to see the look on people's faces, because they're so used to all these prize engines wrecking. And we'd say, oh, just pick it up and put it back on, and they wouldn't. Their eyes would open up. So I dug out the old tank, hooked up a piece of flex track to a old DC throttle pack. Probably should have just hooked it up to a 12-volt battery. It would have saved time. Cleaned the wheels and cleaned them. And I put a couple drops of nano oil on the gears, which wasn't hard to do because you can see the gears from the outside. And after cleaning the wheels and the gears, it revs up and goes. Thing's got to be 50 years old or more. I have no idea when it was built. Should send it to Tony Cook of, I don't know, it's that model railroad historical book he operates, but. So let's go see the tank in action, which is my old Warrior. So here we have the tank. And let's note the fine weathering that it's accumulated sitting in the drawers. And it has probably what they think is a smokestack and a couple other details and a sliding roof and some crude doors and batteries. So look at the front. It's got a headlight and a grill. It's got a back that I attempted to paint red. And of course these lovely side rods. So now let's look at the bottom here. And there you can see it says Gilbert. A.C. Gilbert Company. There's some open gears. Here's some gears here. You can see where we attempted to put a coupler. But this thing is the tank. So now let's get it to run, and we'll show you the lovely capabilities of the oldest and toughest Warrior of this chap. So now you can see the tank working, and you can see those drive rods just going, and you can hear the wonderful sound, and you're probably wondering to yourself, where does the cement come out? So, but the tank is pretty indestructible. We'll give it the first try here. Now I know that would kill most engines, and so I picked up the tank and we'll just let it have its final resting place here on the track, and I'm sure it'll be happy just to sit there as a static display. And wait a minute. Yeah, well, all right. I think the tank has met its demise because there's no way it could survive two. Yeah, all right. You want to see it again? We'll put her on the tracks. It just wants to go. You guys are crazy. So by now, you're probably thinking, I'm making this up. So we'll watch it actually go off the edge. There he is. In all his glory. So that's my answer to this challenge. And I hope there's no more. But the tank is the oldest warrior and the toughest one, I think. In fact, I think it deserves a good home on my layout. That I can take this and could probably add some detail parts. You know, I just put on a couple of windshield wipers. You know, some cab awnings. Put some DCC in there. Or I can use it to go pound the nails when I'm redoing the roof next week. Thanks for watching. This thing will never die.